Throughout human history, certain countries have borne the overwhelming weight of wars so deadly that their consequences reshaped societies, borders, and collective memory for generations. When historians examine the most catastrophic conflicts, patterns emerge around geography, ideology, imperial ambition, and technological change. China, for example, stands out for enduring some of the highest death tolls in recorded history. From the An Lushan rebellion in the 8th century, which scholars estimate killed tens of millions through violence, famine, and displacement, to the Taiping rebellion of the 19th century, widely regarded by historians as one of the deadliest civil wars ever, China's experience shows how internal upheaval, combined with weak state control, can rival world wars in human cost. Moving west, Germany sits at the center of two global conflicts that defined the 20th century. World War I and World War II together resulted in tens of millions of deaths worldwide, and Germany itself suffered immense military and civilian losses, particularly during the final years of World War II, when strategic bombing, urban warfare, and mass displacement devastated the population, according to widely accepted historical accounts. Eastern Europe, especially Russia and the former Soviet Union, experienced war on a scale almost impossible to comprehend. During World War II alone, historians commonly cite figures exceeding 20 million Soviet deaths, a combination of battlefield casualties, civilian starvation, sieges like Leningrad, and systematic atrocities, illustrating how total war consumed entire societies rather than just armies. In Western Europe, France became a recurring battleground for centuries, from the Hundred Years' War through the Napoleonic Wars and into both world wars. While its death tolls were lower than those of Eastern Europe, France's repeated exposure to invasion left deep demographic and psychological scars that historians still study today. Japan represents another stark example of how modern warfare escalated human loss. Its involvement in World War II across Asia and the Pacific led to immense casualties, both among those it fought and within its own population, culminating in the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, events that, according to most scholars, forever altered global conversations about warfare and ethics. In South Asia, India, under British colonial rule, was deeply affected by World War II and by the violent partition of 1947, where communal conflict and mass migration reportedly killed over 1 million people, demonstrating how the end of empire could be as deadly as war itself. The United States, while geographically shielded from invasion, was profoundly shaped by wars such as the Civil War, which experts widely describe as the deadliest conflict in American history by proportion of population, and by its role in global wars that redefined its international position. Some experts argue that the deadliest wars were driven primarily by ideology and nationalism, while others note that technological advances, from industrial weaponry to modern logistics, made unprecedented levels of destruction possible. What unites all these cases is the lasting impact beyond the battlefield, including trauma, political change, and lessons painfully learned. These histories remind us that the cost of war is never confined to a single generation, and that understanding where humanity has suffered most may help us recognize what is at stake when conflicts begin again.